New Orleans was alive that night. The air trembled with the sound of music, of laughter, of clinking glasses. Bourbon Street glowed like a river of light under the dying stars. A sea of partygoers, packed shoulder to shoulder, their voices rising into the humid electric night. It was New Year's Day, 2025. The first breaths of a year the city hoped would be kinder than the last. They had no idea. At exactly 2:16 a.m., headlights pierced the swirling mist rolling off the Mississippi River. A Ford F-150, Lightning, rented under a false name, surged forward. It hopped the curb like a predator leaping for its prey. There was no warning, no horn, no screech of brakes. Only a sickening crunch as steel met flesh and bone. Screams split the night. Bodies flipped into the air like broken dolls. The truck didn't slow down. It accelerated, plowing through the crowd, dragging limp figures beneath its heavy wheels. Glass shattered. Tables overturned. A musician's trumpet was crushed flat against the sidewalk. Witnesses said the driver, a man with dead eyes and a blank face, looked straight ahead, as if staring into the gates of hell itself. Police officers, already stationed nearby for crowd control, sprinted toward the carnage, guns drawn. As the truck finally ground to a halt, doors swinging open, the man jumped out, gun in hand. And then came the gunfire. The crack of bullets ricocheted down Bourbon Street, echoing against the historic buildings. People scrambled for cover. Some never rose again. In less than 2 minutes, it was over. The driver, later identified as Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar, lay bleeding in the gutter, a twisted smile carved across his face as life poured out of him. 15 were dead, 57 more wounded. The street was a battlefield, shoes abandoned, blood pooling in the gutters, the smell of burned gunpowder mingling with the sweet rot of spilled alcohol. But the nightmare wasn't over. Police dogs, brought in to clear the area, picked up a scent. 2 pipe bombs were discovered hidden near the street, primed to explode if not for a stroke of pure luck and sharp-eyed bomb techs. Investigators later pieced together the story. Jabbar had been radicalized, fed a steady diet of hate online. He planned the attack for months, choosing New Orleans for its symbolism, a place of life, music, joy. He rented the truck days before, mapped the route, prepared his suicide mission. The city shut down in the days that followed. The Sugar Bowl was postponed, the Super Bowl security was overhauled, and Bourbon Street, once the heart of celebration, stood eerily empty. The echoes of that night, refusing to die. Locals still say that if you walk down Bourbon Street when the fog rolls in just right, you can hear the faint screech of tires, the screaming, and, faintest of all, a man's hollow laughter drifting down the blood-soaked bricks. The first death of the new year had come, and it brought many more with it. New Orleans would never be the same. In the heart of New Orleans, there are some nights when the fog doesn't move right. It twists unnaturally down Bourbon Street, thick and heavy, like it's looking for something. Locals whisper that it all changed after the night of the lightning driver. January 1st, 2025. That night, amid the fireworks and drunken laughter, something dark peeled the soul out of the city. The Ford F-150 came screaming out of the mist like a demon unleashed. Witnesses said the truck didn't drive on the street. It seemed to float, its headlights glowing an unnatural white, too bright, too wide, like eyes pulled from something that had forgotten how to be human. When it hit the crowd, the truck barely shuddered. Bones snapped, bodies tore apart. Yet the vehicle showed no signs of impact, not a dent, not a smear of blood. And when Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar climbed from the cab, it wasn't a man anymore. Those who saw him and lived said he moved wrong, arms too loose at the joints, legs bending oddly, his head cocked at an impossible angle, mouth stretched into a thin, cracked smile. He fired into the crowd, but the bullets were almost an afterthought. The real weapon was something else. The feeling of the street itself shifting, becoming something alive and hungry. After Jabbar was killed by police, the air didn't clear. It thickened. The blood seeped not just into the pavement, but into the bones of Bourbon Street. The next morning, the city tried to clean it all up, hosing down the blood, boarding up the broken windows, replacing shattered lamps. But some stains wouldn't lift, some sounds wouldn't stop. Bourbon Street began to breathe. Visitors today sometimes swear they hear tires screeching even on empty streets, or see the glint of headlights in dense fog. Headlights that vanish when you turn toward them. A few, the unlucky ones, claim they glimpse a figure. A tall, crooked man, his arms hanging wrong, his head bent at a sickening angle, a glimmering grin splitting his face. He watches from the corners of Bourbon Street, waiting. Those who lock eyes with him feel a heavy pressure on their chest, a deep, vibrating hum inside their bones. And for a few heartbeats, they forget how to move, forget how to breathe. Some say if you hear the 3 knocks on a window, a door, or even your own chest, it means he's found you, and you'll never leave Bourbon Street again. Not truly, because now they say the street needs sacrifices. It feeds on life, on blood, on fear. It remembers the violence that birthed it anew. And every foggy night, the lightning driver returns, seeking out fresh souls to keep the hunger alive.